typos. What was your initial response to reading the CMMC Proposed Rule? What were your thoughts and some key takeaways?
There's too many typos in it for something that was supposed to be published. There's a lot of cut and paste and typos in it that I found and that are very confusing, which are going to go into my comments, obviously. But nothing was really surprising because of the leaked guidance documents back in September, I think, October.
Right.
It's not too different. There's things that we obviously, as a university, we don't like in the changes. So like the security protection data, what do we need to consider as part of this? How are we going to deal with this? Are we going to have to buy a separate FedRAMP instance of whatever service? So we don't particularly like that. I understand from the security perspective why that is part of the requirements, but it seriously increases costs for not just universities, for everybody.
Right, significantly. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the big ones. And then also the DoD memo that came out related to the FedRAMP equivalency. That's another. So we got to hit the double whammy.
Yeah, and I don't think the left hand talked to the right hand on those two, because there is an equivalency description in the CMMC ruling that doesn't match with the memo. So I'm waiting to kind of see how that falls out and what the actual environment will be. Yeah,
that is a problem. Now, the CMMC Proof podcast, we really focus on kind of servicing universities, especially those academic research universities who have DoD contracts. Can you talk to us about some of the unique challenges that research universities face with trying to comply with CMMC or 80171 or any other the compliance requirement?
I think the biggest challenge that we have with any compliance requirement is the changing culture from wide open research to now we have to keep things confidential. And just a lot of the researchers, their goal is to further scientific knowledge. They share data, they share information, they peer review, and they share data for peer review. And just that fundamental culture of sharing is being changed by many of these requirements. And we run into a lot of issues. It's like, well, why do I have to do that? I'm going to publish this. What is this? I'm going to publish this. Why is this private? And so for us, that's been the biggest culture. The second has been, historically, our network is so open that it's wide open. Up until August, we had 2 public Class B IP spaces. And my laptop sitting on the network on campus was a publicly routable IP address. We just in the last year moved to network address translation. And so we have a lot of folks who are used to that. And we had a lot of complaints when we natted things, because obviously well, I need to get access to this. I need to do this. So there's a lot to work through there, but we very much are an open environment. And having to meet some of these compliance requirements is very different, especially on the research side. On the administrative side, so like our financial aid, our finance department, things like that.
HR.
Right. It's not as big of an ask, because these are not folks that are used to the sharing that researchers are. It applies in both places.
Exactly. I was just reading an article this morning where the Canadian government, they're cutting back, requiring the research universities to essentially ban research partners like Russia, China, government stepping in, saying, no, you can't share anymore, especially these countries on this list.
We are leaders in a lot of areas of research. AI is one of the big ones. And the professors and faculty that are doing this research have a lot of leeway to do what they want to do and need to do their research. They don't necessarily need permission to work with somebody in Russia. And they don't generally ask.
Don't need it and don't ask.
And so it's very much, they're very independent, and they expect to continue like that. And trying to apply these requirements to them. Some of them chafe at it.
If you receive value from this episode, I invite you to subscribe and like so that you're the first to know when we release new episodes. Also check out cmmcproof.com to learn more about the arsenal of resources that we provide to equip you to conquer CMMC. We'll see you next time.